So in this video we are looking at the Kinhank Totzoof G1. What's that with the Kinhank on the box? It says Kinhank. This is what I bought here, but when I bought it from Amazon it was listed as Totzoof. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, so be aware that in your area it might, if you're looking for it, it might be called the Totzoof and not the Kinhank. Okay, we're going to have an overview and we're going to look at 20 questions. In this video we are going to start off with the box and the specs. We'll be looking at the box that it came in and what comes with that, and we'll be looking at the device itself and the claimed specs for the device. After that we'll be moving on to the FAQs, all the questions that are typically asked of these boxes, and getting on towards the end we'll look at the pros and cons. Hi, it's Future Me here. Sorry for interrupting. Couple of things I didn't mention in the video when I recorded it 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm just getting around to editing it. One of the things I didn't mention was that I had some problems with it, but it turned out that it was actually user error. I will mention the cons in that and what the solution I found for the problem that I had. Okay, back to the video and sum up the pros and cons. Finally, our verdict, and after that we'll show you where and how you can get one if you so desire. Without further ado, let's power on. So let's take a look at the claimed specs for the Kinhank G1 Smart TV Box. 4 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, onboard storage. The SoC, the chip, is the Amlogic S905X4J, Wi-Fi 6, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 MicroSD port, an AV port, 100 megabits Ethernet LAN, optical port, 12 volts at 1 amp PSU, power supply unit, Bluetooth 5.0, Google Assistant, Chromecast, Google and Netflix certified. It's got Dolby Vision, Dolby Audio, it's got HDR10 and HDR10 Plus, AV1 Codec, and it's all running on Android TV 11. So that just about sums up the specs for the Kinhank G1 Smart TV Box. Taking a look at what's inside the packaging, we have, going clockwise from the top left, we have the box itself. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. Next we have an Ethernet cable, a quick reference and quick start guide. We have an power supply unit, PSU. Its output is rated at 12 volts at 1 amp, so in other words a total of 12 watts. An HDMI cable, and finally the standard Android TV reference, Google reference, a remote, the G10. So let's have a look at the box itself. On the top we have a matte finish with a glossy logo, the G1 logo, and as you can see it's got 3 rounded corners, and the bottom right hand corner is squared off, so an unusual design there. On the front we have a power button. Yes, it's got a power button, and then we've got 3 lights. There's a power indicator light, there's a RCU, remote control unit light, so when you press the remote control that will light up, and it's got a internet activity light. Moving on round, there's a microSD slot. As you can see, I've already got a card in there. 2 USB 2.0 slots, and no USB 3.0 slot, and between them there's a reset hole. Moving on round, we have the AV port, the HDMI port, the LAN, Ethernet port, optical port, and the PSU, the power supply unit port. Nothing on the next side. On the bottom in profile has got a slightly curved profile, 4 rubberized feet to help with the airflow underneath and to cool it. As you note, there are no ventilation slots, though that said, after testing, this device is rather cool running. Did you buy this, or is this a paid video? I said no, I paid for this out of my own pocket. All views are mine. I've not been paid to say anything. No contact with Kinhank or Totzoof at all. So there it is, all mine. On the question of views, will it get updates? Who knows? It's one of those great unknowns with a lot of these Chinese boxes. We don't know. It might do, it might not. So no guarantees on that. So a question from my mate Joe, who's a collector, who always asks me this question: how long is the HDMI cable? Well, because he's a collector, as I say, and he can't put his devices near the television. It has to be a little bit away, so he needs a long cable. Anyway, the cable on this is it's 1.8 meters long, which is 5.9 feet long, 5 foot 10 inches. So one of the questions was, can we have a look at the 𝙏𝙏𝙤𝙙𝙤𝙙 test results? Yes, of course we can. Let's fire up 𝙏𝙏𝙤𝙙𝙤𝙙 and there we go. Okay, as you can see, the manufacturer is SDMC. They produce a lot of boxes for a lot of known brands. The Model G1 Kinhank coming down, you can see it's got almost 4 gigabytes of memory. Internal storage, total space available, free space 25, 23 gigabytes out of the 32 after all the overheads of the system and all the apps that have been installed. Coming down to the CPU, you can see it's a 4-core ARM Cortex-A55 running at 2000 megahertz basically. Instruction set 64-bit ARM V8A, but it's running in 32-bit mode. It's got the Mali G31 GPU renderer, which is common in these devices, and as you can see, it's Android version 11, Android TV OS 11. And in the codecs there you'll see Dolby Vision, AV1, and all the others, all the usual ones that you'd expect. It comes well loaded. Someone asked, what are the speed tests like? What are the Wi-Fi and Ethernet speeds like? Let's just confirm that we're currently connected to the WOT Box 5G Wi-Fi. So I'll do a test firstly on 5G. I don't have a Wi-Fi 6 router, so that's not an option right now, but we'll do that on there. Okay, let's come out of there and fire up Analytics, and we'll see what results we get there. So as you can see, we've got 434 down and 247 up, quite respectable on 5G. Okay, I'm now going to, let's just get rid of that bar at the bottom, and we're now going to have a look at, I'm going to connect, the Ethernet and make sure that that's connected. I'm going to go up to the settings to confirm that Ethernet is connected. Yes, we have Ethernet connected. And as to be expected, on the limitations of the Ethernet port, Ethernet port, potato, we're looking at 94 and 91, 92. That's to be expected. I'm going to attach an Ethernet, Ethernet adapter into the USB and connect it up that way and see how that fares. I expect a lot more. Okay, so I've connected the adapter, and let's try the Ethernet through there. So let's test again. Yeah, so it's pretty clear really. With the that connected through the USB port, you will get much better speeds, 33.25 down and 227 up. If your Wi-Fi is a bit flaky, this is an option for you for faster Wi-Fi speeds, for Ethernet speeds. If you need it, that option is there for you. Okay, someone was asking what the navigation is like on the home screen and through the rows there, and what's it like opening apps. So let's have a look. You can see it goes pretty quickly, no delays. You can of course make it faster without the animation, so that's for another video or someday. If you go all the way down, you go all the way up. So hold the button down, it zooms through. Okay, so let's just check to see what it's like opening apps. Let's open up Netflix. Let's get rid of that bottom bar. Okay, that's probably because I've opened it up previously. There's no delay there. So it works fine. With the question of does it get hot? Well, this one is quite a cool running device. Let's switch over to this view, and you can see that if I take a temperature reading from the middle there, 31 degrees centigrade. That's about 85. Take it underneath as well. That's 32 under there. So basically it doesn't get hot. On some devices I'm seeing up to 40, 50 degrees centigrade. So no. Does it get hot? No, it doesn't. So regarding Chromecast, yeah, that seems to work very well. Here's TDUK's video on that. Let's cast that to the G1, and there you go. That's casting straight away. That's absolutely fine.
So that's everything you get inside the box. Let me now plug this in and let's take
That's
this new
working
box for a
fine.
spin.
Yep.
Okay,
So Chromecast works absolutely fine. And as for the question of does Google Assistant work okay? Well, let's try it out. Okay, let's get rid of that, and then on the Chromecast, on the Assistant button, what's the weather like in New York today?
Today in New York, United States, there will be snow, with a forecast high of 5 and a low of -1.
Brr, cold. Tell me a joke.
What do you get if you cross Santa with a duck? A Christmas quacker.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And open the Squid Game on Netflix. Ooh, that's a difficult one. I don't know if it's
Got
still
it.
current.
Opening Netflix.
if all of the players agree to stop playing.
So there you go. That works as well. Let's come out of there. So that works just great. Casting, Chromecast, and Google Assistant. On the question of is there automatic frame rate matching on this device? Well, short answer, no. Longer answer is that it will be available. It is available on Android TV OS 12, and this device is only Android TV OS 11. So no can do. A question we get asked all the time is, what's it like for third-party launchers? Any problems with third-party launchers like you sometimes get on Fire TV devices? Well, no, there's absolutely no problem with third-party launchers. You can load them up, you can get them to be the main, pressing the home button goes to that if you want to. Okay, so as you can see, works absolutely fine. We've got it all there. So no, third-party launchers work a treat. Can the quick access buttons be remapped? That's those 4 down the bottom. Well, yes and no. 3 of them can and 1 can't. I've tried it with a button mapper app, and basically YouTube button can be remapped. I've remapped that to 𝙥𝙧𝙤𝙙𝙤𝙙. The Netflix button cannot be remapped. The Prime button can be remapped. That's fine. That brings up that. And finally, the Disney button is easily remapped. And that will bring up Analytics. So, yes, 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 no. The Netflix button cannot be remapped. It just brings up Netflix. So, when it comes to gaming, you can play all the 32-bit games found in the Android TV Google Play Store. Just the 32-bit ones, that is. You can't install the 64-bit emulators like Dolphin and MuPen 64. And whilst we're on the gaming part, related to that, in the settings, we'll just have a quick look. You can see on the Bluetooth we've got several. The first one is the remote, and then I've got the Stadia and the Stadia and Xbox controller all connected, working just fine. What are the pros and cons of this G1? Well, the 4 gigabytes RAM, 32 gigabytes storage, and the processor, the S905XJ, all go together, form a nice package that's good, fast, slick, works well, great performer. It's good value for money. Additionally, it's got Android TV, which, as many of you know, I particularly like. All the Play Store apps are optimized for use with a screen for a TV and a remote. The cons. Well, for some, that 100 megabit LAN Ethernet port is not going to be fast enough for you. For me, it doesn't make any difference. Another con, 2 USB 2 ports. Again, this doesn't make any difference to me, but some of you might be wanting at least one USB 3 port. Finally, again, that doesn't make much difference to me, is the 32-bit mode. You can play all the games that you need to. It handles all the apps that you need. The only problem that some people will have with it is that it doesn't run 64-bit apps like a Plex server or some of the emulators. Again, as I said, for me, this doesn't bother me. I think it's a great device. Hi, future me again. Like I said at the beginning of the video in the interjection, I did have a problem which was going to be a con in the video. It was user error. It was when one of the ports seemed to stop working. User error, as I say. If you want me to do a video on that, I will do one. Comment down below, please. Thank you very much. So finally, my verdict. Is it a yay or an A? Well, for me, it's definitely a thumbs up, a yay. I like it. I would recommend this to anyone that doesn't have those other requirements. So some of you will be asking, where can I get one? Those of you that are interested, of course, if you're not interested, ignore this section. Where can I get one? Have a look in the links down below in the description. Some might be affiliate links, which we get a small kickback off at no cost to you. Thanks for watching, and let's hope we'll see each other in the next one. Blue thumb.